Supply shopping, we know, starts with the backpack, right? You got to go with the backpack first. One that's cool is what the kids want, one that's stylish. But we should also find kids a backpack that doesn't hurt their back, and that's why Dr. Coley is here this morning to talk about what to look for in a safe backpack. Before we get to this one, Dr. Coley, can we talk about ways to know if a backpack is too heavy for a child?
Drew, my backpack was always way too heavy for me.
Because you carried around too many books.
Yes, it was. It was back in the era when we actually had real books, and I would carry every book to every class. But really, the best way to know is to weigh the backpack and know the weight of your child.
Okay.
So the guidelines tell us that it should be no more than 10 to 15% of your child's weight. So if you have a 100-pound child, no more than 10 to 15 pounds. And you'll be surprised to hear that 60 to 80% of our school-age kids, they carry backpacks that are too heavy.
I'm not surprised. I have two kids, as you know, they just graduated high school. But when they were in elementary school and absolutely middle school, I know those backpacks were like 65 to 70% of their body weight.
And how do you tell that? How do you tell if
Well,
a backpack?
I knew because I picked it up. I was like, how the heck can you guys are way smaller than me. How can you lift this around? And they claimed that their lockers were too far away and they felt like they needed all the books for the day in the backpack so they could get to class. I don't know, but they were way too heavy.
So my nephew just came to visit. He's 8 years old. His backpack was really heavy. It was full of Nintendo Switch, toys,
I promise you,
his
my kids didn't have
laptop.
that. So, I mean, how do we know when, beyond the fact about it being maybe too heavy, how do you know when maybe it's causing some actual back problems?
So you have to inspect your child after they wear the backpack for about a few minutes and see if there's any red strap marks on their shoulders. You have to see how they stand when they're carrying the backpack. If they're hunched over, too heavy. If they're arching their back, too heavy. So they really should be standing upright and straight. If they complain of any neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, arm tingling, these are all concerning signs. And you should ask your child, because especially a young child like a preschooler or kindergartner may not be able to verbalize that they're having those symptoms.
I know there's things you should look for in your backpack so you know they're safe and can be safe. I'm looking at this rather, I would say, generic looking backpack. Can you tell me if it's looks, at least from your standpoint, whether it would be safe or not?
Okay, so the way to tell if your backpack is safe is first you size it for your child. So it should be no wider than their torso. Okay,
so I should not see if I'm looking at them straight on, I should not see the backpack out to the sides.
Hanging over the edges. And this is especially important for young kids. The other thing you want to do is adjust the straps so that the backpack sits really close to the back. And that's where you want to carry most of the weight, is closer to your back. So the heavier things should go actually close to the back, not so much so on the sides, but you should really try to balance the weight to make sure.
Can I point out something? I know a lot of kids, they like to roll around with the shoulder, just a one shoulder move like this. Everything was on one side of their body. That can't be good.
Looks cool, but definitely not recommended. So you want to make sure you have both straps. If you have a waist strap, you actually want to tie the waist strap. And in your case, I think the backpack is sitting okay because you want to make sure that it doesn't sit below the waist. It should sit at or above the waist when you're actually wearing it. That's how you know that those straps are snug enough to your back.
I may have too wide of a chest to really demonstrate by putting on this backpack. I thought maybe I could wear it, but it seems a little tight. Last question. Is there an age restriction, I guess is the best way to phrase it for kids? Is there a time when maybe they shouldn't even be wearing one because they're too young?
So no magic age. Even preschoolers can carry them, but you have to make sure, again, it's appropriately sized and appropriately weighted for the kids. And I tell parents once a week to declutter that backpack because it's just like my purse. You keep adding more and more stuff in, and if you don't sit down and actually take stuff out, you end up having too many things.
I knew some of the advice you're giving today. I knew about it few years ago, but I could not get my kids to like take those books. I mean, I guess I should have said do it or don't, but they were refused. And I said, okay, I will tell you, they are standing up straight today.
Well,
so
that's
I'm happy
good.
That they're not
that's perfect.
bent over like this.
And those wheeled backpacks are a good option, but I would say one thing.
Wheeled backpacks? I don't even know about this.
Yeah, it's a backpack on wheels. And so kids that do have problems with carrying too much weight, that's a great option, but don't carry those on your back because they can have too much weight because of the wheels.
All right, Dr. Coley with your back to school lesson for the morning.